Hi, everybody. How are you
What's up?
today?
What's up, everybody?
Now you guys know if you watch my channel, I usually do not go on the weekends, but I had to come on here and talk about what went down yesterday. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to talk about the tragedy that goes of that interview with Armon Wiggins, Storm, and Larry Reid. A hot ass
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah.
Then we're going to talk about Tasha K doing the circuits last night, going from channel to channel, maybe for damage control. I don't know what she was doing. It did not help. It did not help either. And then we're going to talk about Jason Lee, defying the haters. And then Krishan and Blueface and this baby. See why I had to come on? I was going to
Yeah.
save it, but no, we need to talk about this stuff. Ouch. Well, I have a little pimple behind my ear that I scratched off the. Has that ever happened to you?
What's that?
Like you don't know you have a pimple there and you scratch it.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, it's small but stingy. All right, so let's talk about what order. Let's talk about the Storm Armon and Larry Reid interview,
Mm-hmm.
if that's what they want to call it. Okay, now I intentionally, despite what people want to think, is have not picked a side, and I don't pick a side because I've been through this before. So when there's big drama going on YouTube, and first thing people do is pick sides. That's a stupid thing to do. Do not pick sides because a lot of times things come out slowly in the wash. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know
Mm-hmm.
these like that. You know, I know some of them, but you know what I mean. We don't know what's really going on.
Right. With triggers
So
and
never
all.
pick a side. I'm
Yeah.
sitting here waiting for evidence to pour in. Conscious TV came on my show. He had receipts. Made it make more sense. I thought Larry was going to bring receipts last night to the big confrontation. That's what they call it. They should have called it a mess. That's what they
I mean,
should.
that was more like guys' night out or something.
It was horrible. What the
Yeah.
hell happened? Larry, if
I
you
don't know.
thought that this was going to make you look better, no. It was a damn shame. And I'm being told the reason that it took so long before they did the interview, because we sat there a good half hour, 20 minutes,
Uh-huh.
is Larry's legal team was trying to convince him not to do this interview.
I mean, that's
Why
just,
didn't you
what's out
listen?
there on the street. Yeah. We don't know for certain. We just saying.
That's the word on the street.
Yeah.
This was a shit show. And I'm wondering, okay, I don't know Armand, I don't know Storm, but I've watched their shows before. I feel like Armand Wiggins knows how to interview. He would have never, ever let that shit go down on his channel. I'm just thinking. I'm wondering here. He just interviewed Larry Reid a couple days ago. What was that?
I don't know.
It was terrible. They talked about their personal sex lives. I didn't even know Storm was on OnlyFans. I didn't need to know that. Okay, I don't need to know that. Especially during an interview where you're supposed to be dropping receipts.
Right.
You're talking about buttholes and bottoms and tops and who likes this and who sucked this and ooh, you're so zesty. Child, stop.
It was
We
bad.
all know Armand is talented. That hour and 15 minutes was ridiculous, in my opinion.
Yeah, well.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. I wasn't entertained by it. I'm not there. If they would have said boys night out, hanging out.
You know what it sort of remind me of?
Mhm.
When Young Thug. No. When Young Thug one of his co-defendants brought him some Percocets.
Mhm.
Okay. For one, like, it's some serious allegations out there, right?
Yeah,
And if you're doing these things at this point, it's to show your innocence or to prove somebody else's guilt, right?
Mhm.
But you don't sit there and just kick it and talk about freaky stuff when you've been alleged of some freaky stuff. I mean, it just don't match. Like, it don't help. Like, the Percocet did not help Young Thug. in that courtroom. I'm just saying, but seriously, like the whole thing is we just need to get facts on both sides. And we got some
from
from
Conscious TV.
Conscious TV, right? And we just asking for, because it's always all these allegations from the other side.
Mhm.
But where's the proof at?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, for me, I'm looking at the case,
Mhm.
I can't say somebody innocent or guilty because I'm not the judge or jury, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Let's keep it real. But now, when you go to court, you're gonna need something
See, and that's what I
besides
don't understand. So
I
I
like
know
him, I don't like this person. So no, 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 that shit don't fly.
all that team shit is for, I would say, younger people, but maybe dumb people. You
Hmm.
don't just believe somebody blindly
Right.
because they said it. Especially, listen, I ain't got nothing against Tasha K. I ain't got nothing against the bishop. I don't know them. But I know that both of them
Right.
are proven liars. Bishop Whitehead went to prison for lying, being a
Hmm.
fraud.
Right.
Tasha K lost her case because she lied. So any information that comes from them out their mouth, I need proof. And I don't give a damn who says what. I never automatically believe Tasha K. She's a damn liar.
Hmm.
Okay, and that ain't nothing against her. That's just a proven fact.
So I mean, you just saying the whole thing is this. I mean, because the allegations at Larry that he swing that way, or whatever, right? Now they would say this, so that would prove him being guilty. But if a person lied, then you get to consider all sources. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, don't look at somebody else's past and judge them up and say they guilty of this crime. But then when it comes to people that's spreading this word out there, that's don't lie, and liars tell the truth sometimes.
I'm not saying
So
that
no, no,
she's
no, no,
wrong. I'm
no. Right,
saying
right, right, right. So
everything
we're
that
not
come out of
saying that.
Tasha K mouth,
We're
I
not
need
saying that.
evidence.
But I'm just saying is a reasonable doubt that you get to look at and say, well, let me see the evidence come out. If she come out with evidence, that's what she got.
Yeah.
But if the evidence run flat, that's the issue. That's why, but to me, just personally looking at it from outside, I don't know. Because a lot of people, on both sides, it's almost like I'm starting to feel like she don't have the evidence that she's saying she has to
Well,
prove
look,
that this man is
so
guilty.
so I'm confused.
But we
I
won't
know
know
from
until tomorrow
Conscious
or the next day.
TV,
Hmm?
I'm really confused. I know from Conscious TV that there are other pieces of evidence that I know from him. Why didn't Larry bring a single piece of evidence? I'm confused. What
Maybe
is
now,
going
in,
on?
in, in his defense, maybe he thought they would have it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if you thought doing
I don't
that
know.
interview, Larry, was going to clear your name, you are dead wrong, and
Right.
you look more suspicious
Right. No, I
because
get
I'm
it.
like, why aren't they getting down to the facts?
But it goes on both sides too, though. Like even when Tasha made her rounds last night, she could
Well,
have
let's not
simply.
get into that yet.
Oh,
Hold on, hold on.
okay.
So, um, basically, the only good question they asked is they asked him straight out, "Have you ever slept with uh Levante?" Oh wait, Levantre. That
Levante.
name, I
Yeah.
can't do that name. And he said no. That's the only thing good that came out of last night. All the other stuff we've heard before. So it's the same story. He talked about the house that wasn't built during that time. Heard that.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about everything. Just
Yeah.
listen. If you didn't see it, go watch it. You still need to watch it, but you're not going to learn anything new except the one question that put him in the corner. Did you ever sleep with Levantre? And he said no. Besides that, you're going to find out that Storm is on OnlyFans and that Storm is a freak in the bed, that Tasha breastfed in front of him. Now, let's talk about this because it's really stupid. He just said he seen Tasha K naked before she pulled out her breast and breastfed her child.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like this was evidence of anything. I didn't feel like
Right.
I
Right.
feel
Right.
like, why are we talking about this?
Mm-hmm.
So then, after this useless interview, Tasha K goes on several people's YouTube channel
Uh-huh.
and started. I don't even know why she went on these channels either. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, felt like she was trying to prove her point. I don't know.
Or pick up mouthpieces.
Well, so it's weird. So she went on this guy's channel. I will not say his name because he is a clout chaser. But
Okay.
both of his eyes love to social distancing. He'll start out looking at you, and then one eye will roll over here, and
Yeah.
one eye will roll over here, and then it'll go like, I don't even know how you guys watch that damn channel. Like
Yep.
you can't even look him in the face and see if he's lying.
Yep.
He's just a clout chaser, ignorant person. He really
I
is.
know.
Can't.
Let's just give him another nickname. So I mean, because we don't want to give him no more clout because we know he's a clout chaser. I don't know whether to call him a he or she sometime because how they roll. I'm just simply saying, but we'll just call him Crooked Eye.
Okay, so she went on Crooked Eye's channel, okay, and Crooked Eye has been dogging the hell out of her for probably a good 3 to 4 months, I would say. Okay, and she used me, and she was supposed to be my mentor. And I mean, he was dragging Tasha K for the longest. She comes on the show, and he turns into a starstruck fan. He said, "Can I get your phone number?" She said, "No."
It was. I mean,
she don't like you.
Damn. I'm thinking to myself,
he embarrassed himself.
As many times you don't been in libraries. Did you run across any book or knock down any book that talked about having pride, right? Because I mean, you got to have some kind of pride.
He has no self-respect. Out your own mouth, you said that Tasha K did you dirty. You were acting like a starstruck fan.
Okay.
That doesn't know how to represent yourself. Because if somebody did me that way or disrespected me or had no respect for me, would I be so happy? I can't believe you're on the show. Can we talk about the situation and what's going on? It was embarrassing.
No, you know what? He was like, Crooked Eye was like a kid on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like he got a free subscription and he got a flashlight. And at first I didn't understand it. I was like, well, shit, a flashlight. But that can make a person like this very happy. When you got one eye looking forward and the other one looking backward, that flashlight might come in handy.
Backwards and forwards.
I mean, that's how it looked.
Anyway, she came on Crooked Eye show because she wanted to talk about the whole breast thing. And I don't even think Storm meant it in a sexual way. I think he was just saying, yeah, she's got big. That was disrespectful. Like, don't talk about do we have any advice for Storm? My advice for Storm in the future, just shut up. Stop doing interviews. What happened to Storm? He did the good Jaguar Right video, but what happened here? You're talking about the size of women's Tasha K's breasts and what? Why do we need to know this?
I don't know. Maybe that's something caught his attention. I mean, look, I ain't gonna let my man just go down by himself. Probably just noticed something up there and like, damn, I'm trying to.
These are supposed to be Larry Reid's friends, and listen, y'all could have hung out. Were they doing weed before the interview? It made no sense. I have no idea. So I understand why Conscious TV was upset. So Conscious TV was upset last night. And he was upset because of the shit show called The Confrontation. I could understand where Conscious was coming from. And I've told you guys this time and time again, but it also applies to the chat. When I say in blogging, you can't trust anybody, I'm talking about the fans too. You just don't go blindly with somebody because you like the way they tell a story.
No.
It makes no sense to me why anybody would believe Tasha K without any records, proof. And I'm not making this up. I'm not being mean to Tasha K. Tasha K lost her court case because she is a self-admitted liar. Self-admitted liar.
And people talk about facts. That's a fact.
Self-admitted liar. And she better have some receipts, because if not, there's no clearing that up. Because you're telling everybody you have receipts, the magic receipts that you're going to let everybody know. Because that's what I'm waiting for. I seen Conscious receipts. I wish they would have came from Larry himself last night, but I don't know what happened. Maybe y'all hit the bar before the interview. This was a waste of interview. Armon, you're
Mhm.
gonna have to re-interview him again. And Storm, you're gonna need to take a timeout. Just a timeout, okay, till you realize what went wrong. Because that was and I'm not even judging you. I'm telling you the truth, the facts. Larry Reid, that did not clear your name last night. So
Right.
anybody
Now,
who didn't believe you is going to continue not to believe you.
that would have been
And
fine
maybe
if
it was a disappointment if people did believe you, because Conscious did a better job at representing you than you did for yourself.
no, I mean Conscious was
Somebody
on
said
it.
nobody's checking for Storm. I don't know
Yeah,
Storm
no,
like
I'm
that.
just saying. No, I mean I don't know neither one of them like that. But the whole thing is, I've been around for a while and I've seen this YouTube streets and I know how this shit work. But I think that was more like set up for like a guys' night out. It would have been fine. They was like, we just hanging out, whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
not when you
Name it the confrontation.
trying to. Well, no, yeah. I mean, don't you just name it guys' night out. But then even when you right in the middle of allegations, you don't even go on these channels and talk about that kind of stuff because that make people think, well, possibly, yeah, it could
It was
change
just a
somebody's opinion.
disappointment. So you need a do-over, Larry, because that was a hot ass mess. But so Conscious went on and he was upset with that interview because he's like, I'm really trying to help you here and you're not trying to help yourself.
Mhm.
There are more receipts. I seen them. So I don't know what that was about. But Conscious TV said, he's kind of done with people. And I get where he's coming from. Do you guys remember when I first started blogging and I used to be like nice to everybody, like, hey, come on in, the more the merrier. Let's just have a
Right,
good.
right.
Blogging is one of the dirtiest businesses there ever
Okay.
is. And there's absolutely no such thing as a friend. None.
I mean, you
People will
get
stab you in the back in a minute in the name of money. I'm trying to tell you.
they
So,
catch feelings in all kind of ways.
and I'm telling the chat, take that advice on your favorite bloggers. You don't know us. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So you don't blindly believe anybody. And all of this new culture, team this, team that, cancel this person, cancel this bullshit. That's stuff for high school.
Mm-hmm.
If Perry told me something went down, right? And this is what happened, I need receipts from Perry. You don't believe anybody blindly. That is just stupid and naive. And people in the chats will do this in a minute. I'm Team Tasha. Whatever Tasha say, I believe. This girl is a proven liar. She tells you herself she's a liar. She said it in court. For you to believe anything Bishop Whitehead and Tasha K say without any receipts, you're an idiot.
If they believe Bishop Whitehead, they need to go to his church and
It's
sit out there.
so stupid. Even from Larry Reid. Larry Reid, we need receipts. You just seen how Conscious did it. I had people say, well, now that I seen your interview with Conscious TV, I'm waiting to see the other receipts because it kind of changed my mind a little bit. What's the saying? Bullshit. What is it? You need evidence.
Yeah.
You have to have evidence. And anybody that's blindly believing somebody without some damn evidence is a fool.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the interviewer's story and it sounds believable. No
Well, yeah.
evidence. Just give me what? Just
Right,
somebody
right.
you told back
Uh-huh.
then,
Uh-huh.
a day, something that happened that everybody remembered. I need some kind of evidence because when I did the Conscious interview and he said that the original person on the lawsuit, I'm not going to even name his name, start offering to pay people to have dirt on Larry. That's too tempting.
Right.
How do I know that this person that's claiming is not lying? Because we have proven fact that Tasha pays people for interviews. Charleston White told us that. She said it. She pays for interviews. That's very tempting to somebody that don't have no money.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what you doing over there with your broke ass? Oh, you need some cash? What happened to you, boy?
It's just ridiculous.
Look, I don't know.
So I'm back to where I was. I need receipts. Besides Larry coming straight out before and not dancing around, everything else was information we already heard. I ain't even gonna waste my time and go over. We already heard it. But Tasha felt the need, she said, to talk about Storm saying that he's seen her naked and breastfeeding. So she goes to Crooked Eye's channel. I don't even know how he has subscribers. I really don't.
I don't
all knows he does
understand the
everything
dynamics of
for
that
clicks
group
and views.
because it's almost like Crooked Eye. To me, it seems like if this week if he ain't on Armon's dick, then he's on Storm dick. But then there's the people you throw under the bus. I'm not understanding this. Like, how did this dynamic work? I know one eye looking forward, the other one looking backward. But damn it, you got to come halfway. Maybe just start thinking halfway. If you think
maybe Perry, he will do anything for clicks and views because people already call him a troll. He's known for being a troll. How embarrassing is that? Don't you want to be taken seriously, Crooked Eye?
No, that's a fact. I mean, anytime a person come on, it's Happy Monday, and I'd like to have $5. And if you really love me, it's my year, and I can fix my eyesight. And
but no, Perry. Speaking of that, don't they have operations for that? Why is he walking her? Listen, that's his problem.
Have you seen him? No, no disrespect.
We're not disrespecting. Listen, when we call you Crooked Eye, that's a fact.
Sharrell, you cannot remodel a teardown. That's all I'm saying.
Look, if you get mad, listen, even this is facts. I'm not making shit up when we call him Crooked Eye. It's so bad. It's like I can't even watch his channel. Really, you know, you look people in the eye and see if they're telling the truth.
Right.
And then he'll start out and like, what the fuck? I don't know. But he really embarrassed himself. So you already have a reputation for being a troll. Okay. Yes, this conversation is not for everybody. If you don't like what I'm saying, Rochelle, get out my chat. Let me help you. Yeah. Because I don't have time for the foolery.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I really don't.
I mean, Conscious, he touched on that too, right? And see, this is the problem. We come in here and say, hey, we just want to hear both. We want to hear facts on both sides, right? On both sides. But because we got one person, we reached out to the rest of them. Nobody that's supposed to have the facts don't want to come over here. Bishop Whitehead or Tasha, right? They don't want to come. Conscious TV come and give the stuff. Then people go, oh, well, you one-sided, you this and that, or you forming your opinion. Hey, you know what? Like Conscious said last night, and let's keep this shit real. I think every YouTuber go through this or have to reflect on it. We got an opinion the same way you got a damn opinion. And then, you know, at the same time, you shouting out yours. Because when you say, oh, you one-sided, that's your opinion. So let's be fair and say we both can have opinions. But when you try to claim somebody's guilty, we need more than opinions. Yeah. We need evidence. We need some facts. And not just because you love this person or hate this other person. They ain't facts.
It's childish.
I mean,
it's very childish.
That could be lust or envy. Just saying.
Look, it's very childish, the whole team thing. Oh, I'm team so-and-so. So, you know, I have to follow them blindly to the end of the earth because I like the way they tell a story. That is stupid and childish and immature. And when I say unknown blogger got crooked eyes, am I lying on that blogger?
Hell, oh, I'm hit this.
Oh, hell no.
When I say that Tasha K is a self-admitted, guilty by court liar, am I lying on her?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
I'll be back.
When I say that Bishop Whitehead has been to prison in his past for fraud, identity theft, when I say he just got indicted again for fraud, am I lying on him?
Oh, hell no.
Like, I'm going to believe somebody that the FBI has been looking at for a damn year and a half. And you're going to say, well, he's just telling the truth. I don't even know who go to his church. Like, my bishop cannot be having any indictments on them. Like, what? His own life wife don't even like him, and y'all follow him blindly. Child, I can't even begin to call people stupid. But that's on you. Everybody live their life the way they want to live their life. Me, this is a serious accusation where I know for a fact, because I seen the facts. Conscious showed us that the person that started it offers people money. We know Tasha K pay for her interviews. Tempting to somebody that needs money. Can just show me one fact besides hearsay. You can't convict anybody on how they tell a story. You have to that's why we have court. What happens in court? You bring in facts. And right now, ain't nobody giving me facts except for Conscious TV. Point blank, period. But I've learned a lot in this business. And I'm going to say this to Conscious TV, okay? Because I roll with Conscious TV. I like him. I don't have anything bad to say about him. I get where he's coming from. People are so phony, so money hungry, out for money. Don't underestimate what somebody will do for money. People will lie for money. People will make up stories for money. People will stab you in the back for money. All of these bloggers is like a cage full of tigers.
Crooked Eye sell his soul and body for
Crooked Eye sold his soul years ago. Crooked Eye, he has no self-respect. He has a reputation for being being a troll. Like, I wouldn't even want people to think of me like that. Like, I want to be respected.
Right.
And that performance you gave last night, acting like a fan of somebody that you said dogged you out, dummy. You said it. These aren't rumors. This came out of your mouth. She didn't do me right. She wanted me to do everything she said. Then you bring her on your channel, act like the loving fan. Oh, give me your phone. Can I get your phone number? No.
I mean, you know what? During that whole process, though, I mean, at one point he got so excited, his eyes became straight for a second.
It's just really ridiculous. I mean, you have no respect for yourself. Boys, oh. But anyway, she came on that show because I feel that she feels the heat of bloggers knowing a little bit more information, saying, that girl's a liar. Even though it didn't come out right. Okay, I'm a backup on Storm. You know she's a liar, and y'all all know, like, a little bit more than the public, a lot more than the public. And y'all really went on there so Larry Reid could defend himself. I don't know what happened. I don't know. But anyway, I forgot my train of thought because I'm so upset that was just Storm. Oh my God. Storm, you need a do-over. You need to do the interview yourself where you're more in control. You don't need Armon. Armon doesn't need you. So I don't even know why Armon was there. Like,
well,
Armon, you just did a nice interview with Larry Reid days ago.
This is why I think they was there, though, because they all have experience with Tasha. So I think they was there to say, hey, you know what? I can feel what you're saying because this could have happened to me or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's
why they're, listen, bloggers know more about other bloggers than the public knows. So that would even make me leery. Like, why are some bloggers coming out for Larry Reid? I would want to know that if I was in the chat. Like, what's going on? Are all of them dumb? Did he fool everybody? Like, I've asked myself questions like that, but not these people. This new era of social media is so... People in this, whose team are you on? Be on your own damn team. When people say, Sharrell, are you team Larry or team Tasha? I'm team Sharrell.
Right.
And I'm doing an investigation and I'm waiting till all the information rolls in. No one's going to lock me down, back me in the corner and make me say anything I'm not ready to do. And when I do make a decision, I will come out and give you facts of why I feel this way.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Don't get caught up in the comedy hour because somebody made you laugh. Stick to the facts.
Right.
I mean, these days, this social media thing is just...
It's almost like people just believe, even if I say something, hell, if you don't believe it, don't believe it. Because I'm not always right neither. But don't just take because you heard something for fact. And the problem I think we're having with this whole thing, people want shit to be true so much that they'll believe the lie. And after a while, after 4 nights thinking about it, they really think it's happened. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying though, but put yourself in and I get it, being a victim,
Yeah.
you want people to believe you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
victims have responsibilities too.
Thank you, Perry. Say it again, Perry. Say it again.
Forward. They need to come forward and talk about what happened because it's not always photos and things. At least come forward. But the person that's being accused of something should have their day in court. Like if that was your brother, if Larry Reid was your brother or your father or something, you probably would look at it different and say, hey, you know what? I don't know. He could have did it, may not, but you wouldn't be so quick to accuse him, I'm thinking.
I mean, you would just wait for the evidence. Wait for the evidence. This is why you can't go to jail on hearsay only in the United States, because then people will be putting all kind of people in jail. The legal system is, let's see the evidence. Anybody who tries to get me to make a decision before that, no, it's not happening. I'm not going to trust something that 2 con artists is talking about. 2 con artists that are both in need of money right now.
But
okay,
even with that case though, like if you had somebody that wasn't associated with, like totally outside of that, and they said it and didn't have a motive, but the 2 people that's talking about it have a motive. They have a motive to want to go after Larry Reid. And I know we're getting away from the victim, but the victim at a certain point too, just for me, I think he's not 17, 18 now. Whatever his age is, 27, 28 or whatever he is. If you can go to a blog, can't you go to the local police department too?
And that's another thing that Conscious proved that was wrong. He saying that there's an open investigation on Larry Reid, but Conscious shut that down. Because we should be looking at police reports and stuff like that. Like, no, I'm not believing nobody till I see some damn evidence.
And the reason why I say that though, and I'm gonna put myself on camera for a sec. Like, I do believe victims to a certain degree. Or I believe the person that's being accused to a certain degree too. But if the evidence outweigh what this person's telling me or the lack of evidence, I might have to acquit. I'm just simply saying. But some people would sell their soul for $5, will lie for $5. And that's why I think that's sort of going on. Because really, I'm going to go back to Crooked Eye for a second.
Oh, him.
I know. I don't want to make him the topic, but
he's so despicable as a human being.
Irritating. Like, nobody got time for child's play.
Yeah.
And watching him, if he can do Storm and Armon the way he did them last night,
it was ridiculous.
Who he wouldn't do that way? He did Tasha. He was just talking shit about Tasha a couple of weeks ago.
It was embarrassing.
So,
he drug her through the sand, drug her through the mud, and then act like a fan when she gets in your face.
I mean, I don't know. It was just too much for me. Can I call you? She said no. How many times no mean no? I mean, you don't even get to see this shit. Can you hear?
Can I call you? She said no.
I mean, I'm thinking, I know you can't see too well, but damn it, can't you hear? Let's keep it real. No means no.
He's such a troll.
And I'm sure he's been told this before. I'm sure that they told him no in the library.
Terry, was he even realizing that you're looking like an idiot in front of your chat, the people that you told the story to? You said Tasha K was no good. You said Tasha K tried to use you. And then when she appears on your screen, Tasha, girl,
I know.
stop. She's running around town, going to channels that support her. So if she gives you a little attention, she wants you to keep going. I ain't falling for that either.
It sounds like
evidence.
It sounds like he wanted to be breastfed. I'm just saying, like, damn, man.
Ridiculous.
I mean,
the whole thing is ridiculous. But anyway, I wanted to say this before I move on really quickly. Yeah, we're standing too long on that.
okay.
Is that conscious TV? I rock with people who rock with me. And I understand exactly how you feel. There's no such thing as a friend in this business. You can't even be nice to people.
No.
They will take advantage of you. So it is what it is. But you don't have to thank us for anything. We were going with the evidence. That's it. So you did a great job when you were on my channel. So you brought the receipts. That's why it's a little.
Yeah.
I'm just going to disregard last night's confrontation. Storm, you need a do-over. Just you and Larry and some receipts.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, like that was a minor setback, but still on the opposing side, we still haven't seen facts or receipts.
No receipts.
Okay, let me say this though, real fast. Like, just looking at this whole thing, you said that you knew this stuff. She was the one that told Larry Reid to sue these bloggers.
I know it makes no sense,
right?
Yeah.
But then you get a flashback of your past, and then you go, well, yeah, I remember being a victim too. So let me change my mind after this person is not giving me what I want from them. That would give me the side eye. If you just doing a story and didn't have nothing, to gain from it, I might give it more credibility.
I mean, Tasha K has a very, very bad reputation behind the scenes. I don't even know how people don't know that. Like, just take the case alone. But besides that, there's a lot of people who won't fuck with her. They say horrible things about her. At least I'm saying, let me see the receipts. I'm not saying you're a liar, dismiss. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, let me see the receipts. But she has a very bad reputation.
And then
maybe people don't know that in the chat. They like, well, she make me laugh. I don't know what. Everybody should be asking for receipts. Not just Sharrell. Everybody in the chat should ask for receipts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, because this like, trying to get somebody, life taken away or
this is
incarcerated. This is serious. It's not like just gossiping. I mean, because she's good at what she do, like the telling stories and stuff. I get it. That's fine. But this is like,
this
you
is
don't
coming
play with
from
nobody's life like this.
The same woman that said that Portia's Dennis, I can't remember Dennis's last name, had sex with animals. And people believed it. People believed it.
Yeah.
What was his name? Dennis McKinley.
Dennis,
she said Dennis McKinley had sex with animals. And you idiots in the chat believed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but you want me to believe something as serious as this? Girl, please.
And then what's the accuser name?
She told me that the sky was blue. I would be like, I need DNA. Show me that, like she admitted she's a liar.
Okay, let me ask you this, Sharrell. I mean, like the accuser, his name is Devontre, right? Or something like that. Huh?
Lavontre.
Oh, Lavontre. Okay. Mm-hmm. Look, let's keep it real. And now, if you have compassion about something and you really want to help somebody, and this guy, you just like, well, I'm going everything out here because he needs justice. Why would you prolong justice if you had receipts already? I'm just simply saying.
Yeah, what's taking her so long to drop the receipts? You know what's taking her so long to drop the receipts? Money. As long as I can drag this out, I make more money.
Right.
Come on now. That's common sense. Because if you are really concerned about the victim, you would have been dropped them receipts the day that you interviewed him.
I mean, can somebody drive them down to the police department somewhere to file charges or do something besides sitting there? We're going to talk about it next episode. It's
just ridiculous. She just has a reputation of being a liar, and you don't have to tell me twice. But some people are just blind. I think it's younger kids that still have the high school mentality. Like, oh, if I support a person, I have to believe every single thing they say. And we're a clique. So they want to be cliques. Child, please. This is real life. You don't rock with nobody that hard but yourself.
Right.
But I want to change the tune a little bit because we've been on this for 40 minutes. That's how upset we were. Storm, no, I'm not trying to be mean to you. You need a do-over. That was a hot ass mess. And Larry, bring your receipts. Because I even understand when Larry said, he says he's going to sue her now. But before, when he was like, that costs too much money. I get that too. Sometimes it ain't even worth it. So he's spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on something that's not even worth it. Because in the end, the person that is suing another person, you end up spending just as much money or maybe more than the other person has to pay back. I guarantee you, Cardi B spent a hell of a lot more money than Tasha K did. So I understand, like, okay, let's let people think what they're going to think. But you put it out there now, Larry. You say you're going to sue, and you got to come through. Because you put it out there. I totally understood what he was saying in the beginning. Like, some of this stuff is not even worth suing. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. I could have, I don't know, bought my son. I could have did a lot with that money when we went to court. Besides, take it out the window and throw it in my attorney's laps. Mm-hmm. That's a con game too. You got to, I really would the lawsuit thing. But with that being said, I am locked, ready to go for you have to have an attorney if you are a blogger, because you never know when somebody's gonna trip out. And I've never lost a lawsuit yet. But I want to move the subject to Jason Lee. Okay, so Jason Lee has his own talk show, the Jason Lee Show, and it comes on Revolt TV. And I seen the interview he did with with Cardi B. Thank you, Mary, for the super chat. And I was impressed. I really like Jason Lee, and I don't need a reason to like him besides I like him.
Right.
And then I'll get to the interview in a minute. Any person that's self-made is not stupid. It's hard to make it in society, period. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But coming from his background and things like that, I have nothing but respect for Jason Lee. And I've always respected Jason Lee. But that whole Armon thing, when people were saying, oh, she's on his payroll, oh, she's saying something nice about him, I realized was other bloggers that was upset because I wasn't following what their verbiage was. Mm-hmm. Their dreams. I can like whoever the hell I want to, and I don't need an explanation for it. So I'm telling you right now, I'm proud of Jason Lee. I like Jason Lee. Jason Lee ain't never did me wrong. If he did you wrong, that's between you and him. Right. Also, the things I really like about Jason Lee. So I always said, I don't want to be famous. I've said that. I have famous friends, and it's it's not for me. But I do want money, and I do want to be rich. Right. How stupid are people to not? Jason Lee is laying down the blueprint, willing to tell you how to do it. And you stuck on some argument he had with somebody that ain't even got nothing to do with you. Blogging is not easy. It doesn't come with a manual. But Jason Lee will tell you, every time I call him, he picks up the phone. Every time. Breaking news that you came on Saturday. I did. I know. I had to talk about that thing.
You must messed up when she said breaking news. I'm like, what?
Jason Lee is a person that's willing to tell you how he did it. And that might not last long. Because after you get burned so many times, then you'll be like, okay, I can't help people because people don't want no help. Levantre filed a police report back in 2017. Daryl Moore showed the police report when he interviewed him a couple of years ago. But you know what's missing on that police report, T? Is Larry Reid's name.
Or, I mean, at this point, let's even say it was 2017. Say Larry Reid name was on it. I mean, because like, I'm not on here to claim I know all these facts because I don't.
Perry, that's important because he said he filed a police report that led to an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
But you filed a police report and didn't want the investigation, or you would have put the name on the damn police report. So it's another way of tricking the public.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So T, when people say there's a police report, say, let me see the police report. Show me that Larry Reid's name is on this police report. There is not, and go to North Carolina, the city that they're in, and call the police, and they will tell you there's no open investigation on Larry Reid. That's the kind of facts I'm looking for.
And that's my point. Even if all that was there, the case has been closed, moved on, with nobody found guilty. I'm just saying it's been closed. But anyway, let's go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was supposed to be talking about Jason Lee. We, for me, need to support Black businesses. We all complain about it. We say, oh, we don't get a fair chance in this world. And we got tons of excuses why we haven't done what we need to do in business. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why Black people aren't supporting Jason Lee. Well, they are, but the percentage that wasn't. Because also, the show debuted really high. So that's good. So congratulations, Jason Lee, for that. Thank you for being a role model. And if you got a beef with somebody else, that's between you and that somebody else. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
And I'm proud of you. You said you were going to do this, and you've done exactly what you said. This business ain't easy. People don't know. People don't know. This business is not easy. Every time you turn around, somebody wants something from you.
Mm-hmm.
People are willing to stab you in the back. You have no friends in this business. But to make it in that kind of environment, you got to give the man his respect.
Yeah, don't hate.
Don't hate.
I mean, but when I say that, I mean, you ain't got to hate. You ain't got to be around this person if, everybody got personality flaws that you might not want to be around. I get it. We all have friends in life, one on the east side, one on the west side. Those two don't like each other, but you friends with both.
These people people can't say, well, I'm mad at Jason Lee because he did this to me. That's why I'm not even paying that number. You mad at him with some beef he got with somebody else. Make it make sense. And then you rather not support Black businesses. If you want to go to Kelly Clarkson, go ahead. That's up to you. But we can't complain about it later and say we don't have opportunities for this, or, society doesn't look at us the same when you have opportunities. I'm telling you, ask Jason Lee how he did it. You even go to a site. I go to a site every day where they give tips on businesses, how to be a business person, talking about taxes, stuff like that. Like, please, I won't take his tax ideas because he got a beef with somebody else. Then okay, but I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna find out what's the best way to run a business. I'm gonna find out how you start a blog. I'm gonna find out, and that's on you. And if you want to stay ignorant and in the dark, people do it every day. But I'm sitting up here telling, because I know there's a group of people that don't like Jason Lee, and thank God they had nothing to do with them damn ratings. Nothing. Because there are haters in every group, and you just have to ignore and move forward. And I am proud that he did that. Haters can hold you back. I don't listen to nothing. Nobody has to say. If you try to bring me down, I'm done with you. I'm about positivity and moving forward and running my business the way it needs to be run.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't even got time for none of that stuff. So if you don't like him, that's on you. And that's how you feel. But for me, he's a mentor.
I mean, everybody gonna have different experiences. I can't say everybody should like him or everybody should dislike him.
I'm saying everybody.
It's personal. It's a personal experience between both. I mean, it's like not everybody gonna eat the same dinner or whatever, right?
Now I'm over that. I'm deeper than that. I'm saying to you, as a Black person, you can't complain about how we don't have opportunities if you don't support Black businesses.
Oh, I see that point. You
Like,
saying
just shut
that
up then.
at a
If you,
certain point, I mean, you can't let it be personal or whatever thing you got, and just support each other because you
you're
want.
supposed to
Right, yeah,
support each other.
right,
But
right.
if you want to go across town to another store because of something personal, or somebody said, or you heard this, or you team this, you team that, then you can't complain later. So a lot of Black people say, well, we don't have opportunities for this and that. You do, especially when you find an opportunity. I mean, I just get tired of ignorance. I do. Like, okay, we have a disadvantage, but you could turn that around and make it an advantage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you saying that we can do better within each other to lift each other instead of always tearing them down, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially if ain't nobody did nothing to you. Like, please, to hate somebody on hearsay or something that happened, like, that's just dumb.
Mhm.
But anyway, congratulations, Jason Lee. I'm very proud of you. I will be reviewing your show every week. So he did Cardi B. What I liked about the Cardi B interview is when she was talking about the whole rumor of Offset sleeping with was it Sweetie? And she was saying, as long as you know the truth, you don't
Uh-huh.
have to try to make the public think a certain way. And that's
Uh-huh.
true for a lot of stuff. Thank you, Saint. I appreciate the super chat. Let me play this for you really quick. And listen, so Jason Lee did Cardi B last week. Who's he doing next week? Blueface and Krishan. The
Wow.
two people that have been trending the last 2 days. We're going to talk about that. But I wanted to play this little message from Jason. Hold on one second.
What up, everybody? Listen, it's me, your boy Jason. I just wanted to tune in really quick to come here and say thank you to everybody who showed up for me and showed up to support my new talk show, the Jason Lee Show over on Revolt. I know I've been seeing everything online, and I want to do a special shout out to my girl Cardi B because she didn't have to do this. A lot of people were saying, well, why did she do this? She doesn't have an album out. She's not promoting anything. She was very intentional in showing up for me for the new show on the first episode because she understood how big it was. And she did that for me as a friend. And so I just want to say from the bottom of my heart and for my whole team, Cardi, we thank you for that. On the show, I called Cardi billion dollar Barty. And then this morning, my press team sent me a recap that we have over 1 billion impressions all across online, and the show hasn't even hit the internet all the way yet. I want to also break down the way that the show is going to roll out moving forward, so people are aware on how they can see the show. On Mondays, you'll be able to hear the audio on the Jason Lee podcast, so you'll hear it, you'll hear the conversations, and I see a lot of you press folks picking it up, and I really appreciate you covering it. Then on Tuesdays, you're going to get the condensed version, 44-minute cut-down version of some of the biggest moments during that interview on Revolt TV. It's a cable show. This is not a YouTube channel show. This is not an internet-based show. This is a TV talk show on a network, Revolt. So you got to go to find Revolt TV wherever your cable hosts it, and then you can watch the 44-minute cut-down at that time. And then the next day on Revolt's YouTube channel, you can watch the full extended version of my interviews with some of the best and biggest, brightest people. But yeah, man, just continue to support the Jason Lee experience, continue to support Hollywood Unlocked, and more importantly, those of you who are out there looking at new media platforms, YouTubers, vloggers, people who are culture critics like myself, or people who are just out here trying to make a buck out of speaking about celebrity life or all things that drive culture, just know that you too can build your platform. You can build your stage just one brick at a time. And just like I said, I'm building mine one nail at a time, my table one nail at a time, you too as well. And I'm here to support all of you. I've had an amazing experience doing a press run here in New York City. And I look forward to going back to LA tonight so I can hit the ground running again and do more interviews. We are at work. We're just getting started. It's January, baby, 2023. It's all about good energy, good vibes, good money, good partnerships, and also good content. Thank you again for everybody that tuned in to watch the show last night, but make sure you go get that YouTube channel at Revolt and watch it. Bye.
Again,
Well,
congratulations,
yeah,
Jason.
congratulations. That's good.
It's really, really good. I'm proud of you, and we will be covering your show every week, especially since you are going to interview Blueface and Krishan. Okay, so everybody who's been watching Blueface and Krishan know that Krishan just announced last night that she was pregnant.
Yeah, I know.
Then Blueface came out and said that he wasn't the father.
Come on now.
I can't. I don't know if it's just in our 20s period. Did we? I guess you do make mistakes in your 20s and just really don't have any guidance.
Right.
Some people, right? Not all 20 somethings,
That
right?
sounds like a big mistake though. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, people were stray here, there, whatever, but he was like, well, no, it's not mine. Something like that. That
I don't even feel like reading it because I don't.
That she's been with 10 other guys or something like 10 other people. Well, if that was the case, why are you still with her?
But listen, Krishan, this might be a blessing in disguise. I know your heart is hurting, but he did not love you. He made you, he sat there while you had, I believe she said 7 abortions. I don't remember the number, but abortions.
At least 3 or something. I don't know. She's 6 or I don't know, some number.
I just want to take her and guide her. I'm not even judging her. My heart is crying for her because you just have a lot thrown on your plate and you don't know how to deal with it. And people say she's a grown woman. And, because I say it's hard when you have parents, addictive parents. It's hard.
No,
I'm not going to judge her like that. I don't want to judge her like that.
Get it.
People who call her idiot and this or that. And I see where they're coming from, but nobody wants to be a fool. You don't know you're being a fool when you're being a fool.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing she needed was to get pregnant by this fool who's using you for clout. He's using her. No one's checking for Blueface. Seriously, all the money that he's made recently was off of Krishan's back. I also see her hurt and pain where you have a parent that's an addict, and all you want is that parent to be a parent.
Mm-hmm.
But they choose the drugs over you. That's hard to deal with. You got to realize, Krishan, at some point, both of your parents are addicts. And whenever they're given the choice, my children or drugs, it hurts. You got to tell yourself, that's how it is. It is how it is. And don't be blinded. Don't think you can change somebody. You cannot. You can't change people. People have to change themselves. Krishan, you're not going to change Blueface. Blueface is a bum. And he's going to keep being a bum till he realizes, oh, I'm tired of being a bum. And I don't see this changing anytime soon. Women make that mistake. I could change him. No, you cannot.
Right.
You cannot change him.
They call it looking for love in all the wrong places.
Child, I don't know what they call it, but you women do that. Some women feel I could change you or he'll change for me. Listen, you don't need him anyway. He got 2 other kids that he ain't taking care of. And what I mean by that is child support and there as a father.
Nope, he ain't over there changing no Pampers and
Like,
taking them for a
please,
walk.
like,
I mean, all that shit is important.
He don't even know how to respect his own mom. Blueface. So Jonathan's an idiot. And this might be a blessing in disguise, but I get it. No more abortions, and you shouldn't. And you knew that. You said that before. The next time I get pregnant, I'm not having an abortion. So you knew what you were dealing with. And she was just drunk a couple days ago. No, stop. You can't drink anymore. Stop. Just stop. Now it's time to deal with reality and grow up. And all that money that you're making, put it on you and your kid, not your parents, not your siblings, not Blueface. You. That's what I would do. But anyway, let's listen a little bit to what she had to say. She went on, and stop going on social media so much. Oh my gosh. Stop. Let's listen to what little bit she had to say last night. And I'm not going to play the whole thing.
All right. I got something to say. Okay, so Blue, Mr. Jonathan's. We broke up. We broke up, whatever, we break up every other weekend, whatever. Long story short, I found out I was pregnant today on his birthday. We're arguing about something else, totally different. He's been smart and evil and spiteful, knowing whatever he want to say. I don't know. I really just put the news out because I want all the bad stuff to just do its course, because that's what it's just going to do. I'm not scared to say I'm pregnant. I'm saying it. I'm pregnant because I'm actually keeping it. I for sure know it's his baby. He's doing this maybe for clout. I'm not really sure. People have a spiteful bone in their body. And you're crashing out on social media because I said I'm having a baby. You should just let me say what I'm having. And then it's funny because you're the dad. I know for sure you're the dad. Why are we playing? I haven't been sexually active with anybody else but you. And what?
That's enough.
Yeah. Wow.
Thoughts on the situation?
No, I just think that, she eventually got to realize what she's thinking. Like now we breaking up every other weekend. You see this. Sometimes believe it and just understand that this shit is not gonna work. If that man wanted you,
Ooh.
as long as you wanted him, y'all already be engaged, married. It wouldn't be none of this nonsense.
It's foolery. It's foolery. But I don't know. Hopefully.
And stop acting like he's the only man on earth.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. But I think
Yeah.
some people get caught up into a name tag. I mean, Blueface.
Yeah.
Go and find you Redface. Find somebody else. It's somebody else. I mean, you can't stay in that kind of relationship like that.
It's
Because
sad.
what you hoping for, you'll never receive.
It's sad. It's sad. Let's pull a couple comments. Let's talk to Mel, and then we are out. Hey, Mel.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Chilling?
How's your weekend? What you doing out? What you doing on social media?
Well, I'm watching you. That's what I'm doing. I'm watching you. You know what? Can I say this first off? I like when you are both uncensored. You are very uncensored and a little edgy today. And I'm like, who is cross-eyed blue? I'm like, what is going on?
Oh, you Crooked Eye. You know who Crooked Eye is, child, please.
Maybe I might know. Maybe I know. But you know what? Can I say this? I have to say this. This is what I really want to say. I think that you would. I just feel like I was going to church a little bit, and I have to say this real quick because you were hitting on some good stuff, Ms. Sharrell.
Okay.
To me, I want to say this. So as a caller on YouTube, I've seen exactly what you talked about, because when I was on another channel with a beautiful lady like a couple of years ago, and she had invited me to come to the panel, I was there, I had a good time. I had offers to try to start up a channel. I never wanted to. I love calling into shows. I don't want to do YouTube because I see how crazy it could be. But what I've seen is that you might probably see this. You've seen callers come into your show and they perform and get all crazy and big personality, whatever, and then they'll branch off and make a channel. And then when they make a channel, you might see them pop around, do stuff. So you see the formula there, and it is cloud chasing. I think that if you have 100,000 or 100K followers, you don't do this much, but if you're trying to get there, you will become a cloud chaser. I've seen people kind of use, so they might get grace from a platform like yours, but then when somebody else goes to their platform, they might be shady. They might be not as nice to them as people were nice to them. So I've seen that, sometimes people can use something and not really turn back and be nice to other people. I've seen that with my own eyes.
Everybody who comes on my panel, I just assume they want a channel because they do.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
do.
well, and you know what? I would say this too. It's nothing wrong with, listen, I don't want to do it myself. There's nothing wrong to start a channel, but I just think be nicer, be real. Don't use people. Don't
Yeah.
don't be like, so hungry just to connect
You
with
don't have to
every.
be underhanded about it.
You don't got to be underhanded.
I know for a fact when you come on, you want a channel. You're seeing how it's done, or you're promoting your channel. I know
Right.
this. No
Or,
need to be
or this
underhanded about it.
or this too, Sharrell, going from your channel to so many other channels and just sort of popping up there and just doing the same formula all the time. It's like, wait a minute, it just seemed fake to me and annoying. So that's one thing I was going to say about that. But then I was going to say about Tasha, because I called in earlier this week and I think I was trying to say something I didn't say correctly. What I say is that Tasha, listen, she's a powerful lady. She's good at her job. But what I really think is, people like her or people on YouTube, maybe they should not use their platforms as a tool to get revenge on people. I think that maybe if something's legitimate, do your work. You don't have to really malign people and really drag things out. I don't know if the story is real or not with the person she interviewed, but it feels like there's a pattern there on her channel that whenever she has an issue with somebody, or miraculously, magically, some kind of crazy story comes up on her channel that she's exposing one of her enemies. So it seems like it's a formula for her. If you upset her, then she's going to do something crazy on her channel. So
Follow the formula.
Yeah. So
Follow
as a
the money.
viewer, you don't know if it's real or not when she does these these exposing things. You don't know if it's real or if it's fake. So that's why I stand with that situation.
Emmanuel, sound off.
Hey, I didn't want to sound off on anything. I just wanted to come on here and say that I love you guys. Y'all are doing a great job. Happy Saturday, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Keep doing what y'all doing.
Now that's
Hey,
so
thanks,
sweet.
bro.
All right,
He is
see
so
you guys.
sweet.
Bye.
Thank you,
Take care.
Emmanuel.
Enjoy your weekend.
Tulsa, sound off.
Yes, it's Queen Tulsa here, and I am live in the
Hey,
field.
Tulsa. Oh my
Now,
gosh.
have y'all heard about Blueface houses in pre-foreclosure? Oh yes, he's about to lose his house. I mean, and you have this cum rag, because that's all she is. Now she's knocked up, Now she's going to be a black single mom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And so, let's talk about the unconscious people that are rooting this on. It's like, do you really have a problem with black people being painted in this light, or do you just agree with it and you're going to continue to praise it by watching?
What do you mean? I'm
Well,
confused.
for the viewers that watch this mess, I just don't watch it. I don't watch that show, with the fighting and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's like a remake of Ike and Tina.
Or Sid and Nancy.
I guess you're right. It's a hot ass
Tina's
mess.
revenge.
But do you think it has something to do with their ages? I'm assuming you guys are over 30.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, don't assume that.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Because I feel like young people, these
I am.
20-somethings, they're
lost in the sauce.
I don't know, doing things for the first time, making a lot of mistakes, and and some are lost more than others. And I just feel like Krishana is lost. She needs guidance and she needs love from an older person who say, baby, when he puts his hands on you, that ain't love.
Let me ask
It's
you
not
this,
love.
Sharrell. Could anybody just go up to Bobby and Whitney and say, y'all gotta get apart?
Well,
They
what
wrote
you're
it
saying
into
is
the
she's got to
will.
learn her lessons on her own. That's what you're saying, right?
No, what I'm saying is, rest in peace, Whitney. But the activities and the recreational, those are bonding moments.
Right.
And
So
Sharrell,
you add that in the mix.
I was gonna say also, don't she beat up adults, like adults that go to her that not in her age group, people who are older than her. She literally.
Adults like
elder abuse.
Blueface's
Yes.
mother.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. What you said, I want to put my hands on. I'm saying, Miss Reid, even make sure you got 2 bodyguards with you when you go up there because she.
The whole thing
because
is a mess.
she goes at mothers, grandmothers,
Come on, right?
you name it.
Yeah. It's their situation. Hi, everybody. Hi, Perry.
Hi,
Hey, how you
Butterfly.
doing?
How
Hi,
are you?
Neil.
All right. I didn't mean to cut nobody off. I'm sorry.
It's okay. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say it's really triggering because unfortunately I had a really good friend who lost her daughter last year to the daughter's child's father, and it was a similar situation of Christina and Krishan and Blueface. They was middle school sweethearts, and they actually left the daughter behind. Well, they have a daughter that the mother is now raising, and the father's obviously thankfully got caught and is in prison for unaliving the daughter. And they was
I don't even think Krishan is thinking about that. You're right. This could lead to somebody losing their life. Did you see when she hit him in the back of the head?
Yeah.
Bleeding.
Yes, and I think that's where we're headed with their situation. And unfortunately, I believe her daughter believed having the baby would change everything, and I don't know if having the baby actually triggered them. And now she's not here to raise her daughter, and she was in an abusive relationship. And I think that's pretty much what they're in, an abusive relationship, and the fact that people are exploiting it and not trying to get them help is really, really sad. And the fact that they're about to bring a child into this, it brings the heightened worriness to a next level, because that's an innocent life.
Yeah, I feel bad for
Yeah.
I do. But I made them so when we do these shows, I know people have different opinions. So
Right.
I said I felt bad for her, and someone from the chat wrote me this long letter about how I am coddling Krishan. She's a grown woman. Some people don't know what they don't know.
Right.
So
I personally think both of them are toxic. I do.
Toxic.
And it's not about who's an adult, who's not an adult. They both are adults, but they are young adults who obviously didn't have no type of guidance. And then when you have people around you that are celebrating you and paying you off of the dysfunction, you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? They're making money off of their dysfunction. And so with that in tow, it might continue, because now, I have another life with Blueface. He already has kids. But Krishana, this is her first child.
Anybody on the chat, I want to know, what are you guys' thoughts about the whole Larry Reid situation and me waiting for facts?
I'm with you, Sharrell, because yeah.
Well, I
with
think
you.
that's smart to do. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, ma'am.
No, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, for me, I think it's smart, because I'm, as a viewer, as I said, listen, I think that there's a pattern on Tasha K channel with which she has a problem and she's exposing somebody. We don't know if it's real or not. That's just, this person may be telling the truth. But as a viewer, I'm waiting too. I saw the thing with Storm. I like his channel, and I was confused by the three of them together. I didn't get any information from that part, but maybe they will do a follow-up. But right now we don't have, a definitive answer if the person was telling the truth in the interview. We don't know.
Mel, what are your thoughts on Jason Lee? Do I need an excuse to like Jason Lee?
Well, if you met the man in person and you like him, he respects you as, a human being, that's a good thing. I personally don't know his history online. Again, I know you, and I know a couple other people. I don't know all these other people, but if he was respectful to you, you had a good time, yeah, why not? Be friends with him. It's not a problem.
I just think it's ridiculous, this whole, if this person doesn't like this person, then I gotta not like them too. If this person is Team Tasha, then I gotta be Team Tasha too. I'm not.
That's high school.
I'm not. Right. I'm telling you right now, I'm always gonna be Team Sharrell. I ain't taking nobody's sides till I'm ready.
And if you want to, that's your
prerogative. Ain't nobody gonna back me in a corner and say you need to do this and you need to do that. You tell yourself what you need to do. Nobody controls me over here. I do what I want to do. I'm a grown ass woman.
That's what gets irritated with a lot of these subs. They absolutely try to control other people's platform, and all they got to do is click off and keep it moving. There's so many content creators. If you're not liking what you're seeing, go somewhere else. It boggles my mind how they try to control other people's platform because of who they dislike. And that's another reason why sometimes it is, as a content creator, it's scary to network. Because it's like, if you do have a falling out, or if y'all just have a disagreement and decide to go your own separate ways, it's really a lot of the subbies that keep the nonsense going. I think
the chat could be high school sometimes.
Very much so.
Click on a channel and somebody's saying something you don't like, click off. But they'll sit there, oh, you're wrong. I don't like you. I'm unsubscribed. Why do you just unsubscribe?
Right.
Right. And Sharrell, as far as like the Larry Reid's case, I feel like, I'm sitting on the sidelines. I'm not, my heart goes out to the alleged accusers. I'm just sitting on the sidelines because there's so many mixed feelings. You have team this, team that, and like you said, there's just a lot of confusion. Um, as far as that interview with the Three Stooges,
Oh my
it was
God.
like brunch with the ladies. All the ladies was out. They had their hats on, shades, falling over. I don't know. It was the petty meeting. Y'all set up to talk about this woman. And y'all didn't ask this man the questions that us as the audience we were waiting for. You know, is it true? What was that relationship? Were you intimate? Like, this is what we were waiting for, and we didn't get it.
And Larry should have brought his receipts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Larry should have brought his receipts, but I think Armon did ask him the tough questions. I think Armon for the most part stayed on his neck. I feel like Armon did ask the tough questions. I mean, we could have went without the whole dragging the toxic K. I mean, I totally get that, but also that's their shared experience. They all had entanglements with her, not entanglements
Yeah.
to relationships, but
What was,
they've
listen,
all
hold on.
had situations with her.
Ma'am,
Let me
I
correct
gotta
that
cut you
word. I'm
off.
sorry. Let me correct that
I gotta
word.
cut you off because what was pleasant about it, they got on to Larry Reid about the SA, and then it was questions about, he says, yes, I have, you know, flirt. And then he went on to say, Storm went on to say, well, did you swallow?
Oh God, that's a mess.
I mean, I
No, no,
think
no. I have
I
to
think
stop
you're doing
watching.
cliff
No,
notes. I
listen.
watched it.
Let me
I
make,
mean, I get it.
ma'am.
I
Let
do
me let
think.
me drive my point. Let me land the
Yeah.
boat. I had to
Okay.
stop listening at that point because you're sitting here making fun of a
Yeah.
SA situation. Like, this is real. This is real, people, and we have platforms. And people always saying, "Oh, well, why you get mad at the content creator?" Because you have a platform, and we have a job here, and that our job is not to misinform people, or when it comes to topics like that, we really need to grab a handle on our hormones.
Why would you even
Whenever
ask somebody, did you swallow? Well, what is that?
it's
Yeah.
his hormones are out of whack, and this is the type of dark
Yeah.
things that he get into. If you really want to learn who a person is, just sit back and watch him. They'll let you know. We know what he's into, allegedly.
Oh.
Yeah, allegedly. I say for me it's different because I've been following Larry Reid. I'm familiar with this story when the other YouTuber that they don't want to name tried to bring it out. I'm familiar with this further back than Tasha K. And Larry Reid is also a survivor of sexual assault when he was a child. So I see how you can took it as a joke, but I don't think you know what I'm saying? I feel like he's also a survivor of sexual assault. You know what I'm saying? And I think for him, it's even disheartening that he's being accused of it. But the statistics with people who have that done to them, and the likelihood of them growing up and doing. But Larry Reid has shared his story before.
Listen
But
here, a
that's
freak
just
is a
me
freak.
because I'm familiar with him, so I know that a lot of people are not. But I've been watching Larry Reid for years, and this is not the first time he shared a story about his sexual experience. He shared it with T.S. Madison. I mean, he shared it on T.S. Madison's platform. Larry Reid has shared his experience. So for me, I wasn't so off putting. I don't know. That's just
But
me though.
since you
That's just
brought
me.
Armon up, Armon is so desperate for a role. I mean, Jason Lee left him in the dirt. He's untrustworthy. He is not a reliable source at this point in time. And the reason why I say that is he has no loyalty.
Mm,
He has no boundaries.
mm.
So when you
But I
talk
could say the
about,
same for Jason Lee. You see what I'm saying? I could feel the same way about Jason Lee. Jason Lee has done people wrong. Jason Lee don't have no loyalty. I could say the same thing about
well,
him. You
listen,
see what I'm saying?
you have to look at it like this, ma'am. Let me give you an example. Jason Lee has a whole platform, has a whole network over there. Armand does not have the resources as much as he does. Okay. So if you are trying to get in a game, you are not going to act in the way that Armon Wiggins is acting. He's acting like a Jaguar Wright and a Tokyo Tony, unhinged, bound to say anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't get that from Armand, but hey, that's your opinion.
Well, baby,
I feel like
listen
Armand
here. I'm
is
about to
on
write
his
you a
way.
prescription to go to the optometrist so you can get those eyes checked. Okay.
Oh,
Well, I'm
Listen,
just saying,
listen.
I'm not talking about but last night was unacceptable to me. I didn't
It
understand
was
it.
a freak show. It was a freak
I
party,
think they were there
Sharrell.
to support Larry, but it just didn't come out right. And
It's
maybe
not.
they,
It's not what we was looking for.
Right.
I
That's
And
not.
I
really,
understand that. I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not
I
trying to
am
change your mind. I believe
truly,
everybody's going to come away with their own aspect. We all watch the same thing. It's like looking at a painting. We're all going to have our own opinion of what we saw or what we're seeing.
That last
You
night,
know
what
what I
we
mean?
saw was battle for my man. I need the money.
I
Am
didn't
I
see
going to
that
shake
part.
it up?
I didn't see
listen,
that.
Right.
Part.
I didn't get that
what,
either.
you know
No,
why it was,
I think that what Perry or Sharrell said earlier for me was that there was three people who had an issue with Miss Tasha K. They
Right.
came together and it was supposed to be an event. It was like, okay, we got three of the people who at one point probably had differences amongst each other. I think Storm and Armon had differences, and the three of them got together and said, let's just sit up here and just get on camera and make it an event. And I don't think for me, because I'm okay with Storm,
But
and I just
Mel,
don't think.
take a look at this.
Yes, yes.
Storm and Armand, if you look at their language and their language on that camera, they were irritated with each other. They were very
I don't know
irritated.
what went wrong. All I know is I went into it. I wanted to see receipts. I wanted
Right.
documents. I wanted evidence. I just wanted receipts because I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I wanted this to wrap up. Will
Right.
somebody
Right.
give me
Right.
some receipts?
I think CCTV, when you had him on here, Sharad, I think he did an excellent job because he came with receipts. He
Receipts.
came
Yeah.
with facts, and I think that was an excellent job. I
And I thought with all three of them together, we're going to see some hardcore receipts.
Right. Right.
Armand did ask a couple good questions. The only good question to me was like, did you do it? Yes or no? Have you ever slept with this man? I don't think anybody
right,
has said that yet. So that
right.
everything else, the whole talking about Storm OnlyFans, I'm not here for that.
Well, you
Right.
know what?
Right.
I knew about the OnlyFans because I was subscribed to it.
Oh no, I don't need to.
I was subscribed.
Hey,
I
I'm
don't
not
care.
mad
I
at
don't
you.
care. I don't want to know about nobody's OnlyFans. I want to know about Larry Reid, point blank, period. Like, I don't care. And then Storm said he was a freak. He said that. Like, I don't
Well, we're
care.
supposed to be getting an interview from the guy that I had spoke with on the phone.
You
That
have an
was
interview
supposed
set
to
up with
be.
somebody?
Oh, I had spoke with the guy. You know that number that Bishop Whitehead was passing out to call Larry Reid?
Right.
Well, I called that number, and he said that he was supposed to be flying into Atlanta and doing an interview, and we would all, see who he is. He allegedly is an international soccer player, a retired soccer player.
Mm.
I mean, any kind of hearing. I just want some receipts that even from Tasha K. Tasha K's a liar. I'm sorry.
Right.
She's a
She went in
she admitted to
federal
being a liar.
court. Right.
I'm not
In
saying that to be
federal
mean
court.
to her. Girl, you said it in court.
The judge found her guilty.
He found her guilty. The other con artist, what's the name? Bishop Whitehead. You are being currently indicted by the FBI. When the FBI forms an investigation on you for anything, I need some receipts because you got a bad reputation here. So
Right.
that is some
Sharrell,
mess.
speaking of magic,
And this is a serious situation.
Yeah.
Sharrell, speaking of
Sharrell,
magic,
too, you know what? What we need, God bless and rest today. We need a Barbara Walters on YouTube. That's what we need. We need somebody up here to get up into the business, to get the receipts and get it clear and clean cut. And I think that right now people are so mad with each other that the truth is getting lost. So maybe
Right.
the truth
Exactly.
the truth really won't be revealed until somebody goes to court.
It's
Maybe when you
almost
go to
like
court.
people don't want
Yeah.
the truth. I tried to be a neutral channel, like just bring me your receipts, and people tell me how they feel and why they support this person, and why I should support them too. But nobody could tell me, why am I waiting for the receipts? A lot of stuff, so many things happen behind the scenes that we don't know. Just like that Tory Lanez thing. I was thinking, well, if I'm looking at just evidence, I can't say that he did it. But then when Nick at Night showed us everything that the jurors were seeing, that made total sense. You have to
Right.
see the receipts.
Yeah, that's a fact. But that's probably why, seriously, that they'll say CTV is out for this or whatever. You know how people get. He
Yeah,
brought some type of receipt to back up what he was saying.
correct.
But don't just scream from the back, back bushes and say, "Oh, y'all bias, you this and that." If you got receipts, come up.
Yeah, come up.
That's it.
If you got receipts, then I don't have a problem talking to you. But if you up here just trying to argue a pointless point of why I should look at life the way you look at life, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Sharrell, you were looking for an intelligent conversation. It was called the confrontation from these adults and received juvenile hour. I swear to God, Armon knows. I've seen Armon give really good interviews. He wouldn't do that on his channel. He gave a good interview to Larry Reid just a couple days before. So why?
You think he was there to sabotage, as he always does?
I don't know what happened. I don't know if they were out.
Seems
Butterfly, what you think happened? Because what happened?
Honestly, I think it wasn't thoroughly planned, and I think because they had their own separate type of situation that they conflated the two, which was what's going on with Larry Reid, and then this their own individual, what happened with them and them coming back together. I think it should have been two separate lies. I think if Storm was going to Larry, Larry should have came on Storm's with receipts, presented, why he doesn't want to talk about it, this, that, and the third, and whatever. But the receipts, like CTV did, you know what I mean?
Well, why was Armon there?
I think they
to get his man.
You had just interviewed him. So why is Armon there? The whole thing, was it moral support? Then she just been off camera for moral support.
Right.
Listen,
see,
Armon
I was upset with the
needs a
sound
job.
out of everything.
Armon
That
needs a
mic
man with
position
money.
was whack.
It was, and it was hard to hear. Like,
Yes.
I'm telling you this, Storm, to help you out. It was hard to hear. It was like boys' locker room conversation. It just didn't.
Right. And it didn't help Larry Reid at all.
No
I
man
have
should
to be
ever
honest
be
with that.
talking about a woman's breast. Like, what was this? Like, I don't get that. Oh, Tasha K has nice titties. Well, what? Come on.
Yeah, that was
Excuse
too
me.
much.
It was given a pedo party. You know,
What now?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Queen, come on now.
I'm just saying I wasn't
keep your nasty
satisfied.
thoughts.
No.
The
That's
whole
what it was
thing
given.
didn't make sense, and it wasn't what I was expecting. I thought three powerhouses, because all of them have large platforms, three powerhouses coming together to talk about this. They named it the confrontation. They're gonna bring receipts, and they're gonna prove their point. And that's what I was looking for.
Listen, I just want to know who brought
Sharrell,
the
too,
fake
because I know
news.
you love all of the shows. We need a meme of Mariah from Married to Medicine saying, "I need the receipts." That's what we need, a meme of that, and we need that to be played on a constant loop every time this damn conversation comes up. Do you want me to bring the receipts? Like Mariah was saying, we need that.
Oh yes, the grip.
For this case, and I don't mind saying, I'm saying one more time because I'm about to close out. Okay. Tasha K, if she told me it was 10 o'clock, I'll say, where's the receipts?
Right.
Oh, look at all these people coming back here. I was just about to get off. If Bishop Whitehead said anything, these are known con artists, and that's not being mean.
Listen, Bishop
Whitehead, and that's why I think I have a hard time with believing anything that she says.
And if Bishop Whitehead said anything, I need a lie detector test result first before I can believe if he tell me what time of day it is, more than some receipts or something.
Let's ask him why him and his wife aren't together.
Go ahead, Sin, sound off.
Okay. Have y'all thought that Larry Reid didn't provide any receipts because that may hinder his case with Sue and Tasha K?
Yes.
So
that's why I didn't see the purpose of last night. I'm just looking for the receipts. And did you watch it last night, Sin?
I watched a little bit of it. I was like,
hear all that sex talk?
That's all. Why don't they just hook up and go on and get off the show? Because
crazy.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I was so disappointed because Conscious TV came on and he killed it. I could not dispute what he said because he would say, here's the court papers. And No one could dispute that. I heard other content creators say that he faked the papers. You can't fake court documents. And if he faked it, he gave you the link to the information where he got it from the courthouse.
Right.
Or they
Right.
simply came up with the originals. Because how would you know he faked it if you haven't seen the originals? So if you can say he faked it with, true belief, then
I
why
got
ain't
a
you
bridge
on the
for you.
panel dropping out their
Bye.
damn original papers? I mean, I'm saying like, people just get out there and want to just root for who they want to root for. This side over this side, Crips, Bloods, whatever. It's just,
Yeah.
Is it Margarita?
Margot, hey.
hey,
Hi.
Hey, Margot.
I completely I think that I feel like, so I went back and looked at some old videos from Armon and Larry Reid and everybody else, and the stuff with Tasha K started way before this. She accused him of using his charity money to buy his ex-wife Birkin bags. There are a lot of things like evidence-wise that like he can't speak on. And yes, that live was nasty. I was like, oh
Yeah,
no.
no, I agree with you and Sin. Maybe he
I had to close
didn't
the
want to
window.
bring his evidence, but that he should
Yeah.
not have done that interview.
I completely
But
agree. I think that it was really bad for the outlook of everything because it's like you're accused of something that's happening that you're talking very factual on these things. You
right.
need to remain very just plain lace, just on the bar, godly because he's a pastor. If I was his lawyer, PR, anything, I'd be like, absolutely not. That was insane.
That was
But
insane.
I don't think he's gonna give out all because he a really old live from Armon Wiggins. Someone said he was like, this is her third time doing this to you, Larry. Like, why would you keep dealing with her? And I was like, oh wait, this is
Ooh.
not the first time. And so I went back and I was like, wait, so when was the first time was, which is illegal to say if someone's doing a nonprofit, you cannot say they're using the money illegally unless you have proof. And she let that go. So I'm like,
Do you guys,
okay.
Margot, do you remember when she said Dennis McKinley had sex with animals?
Yes,
Yeah.
with like a snake or a
These
rooster or
people-
something.
Like,
And it's like,
please,
Yeah, it was
so
something crazy.
don't think it's overreacting when I'm asking you to prove it. You said in
It's
court
not.
that you lied.
Yeah. And remember when
In
she
no
was
way,
on the
it's not
airplane
true.
and
You are
she
about
had when she was on the airplane and it she had I guess it was a lot of turbulence on the plane and Dennis
oh
McKinley said,
yes,
"Die good."
I remember that.
She
Yep.
thought she was about to leave this earth, and Dennis was like, "Oh, good."
I mean, if somebody said you had sex with animals, that's sick.
I mean, come on.
Sick.
And but this
sick.
isn't the
Yeah.
first
I
time
mean,
either.
she's an admitted liar. She
If
admitted
you
that
look,
she does lies for clicks and views and money. She admitted it. So
but if you do look through
at this
like the
point,
history, even if the message and the what happened was real, the person who's bringing it out right now is wrong. It's not because if you look through it, she's accused people of being on drugs, YouTubers, big ones, and it's like I look at this and I'm like, even if the message was real, even if this actually happened, the person who brought it out was not the correct person.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So there's no
I think we
Larry
all
Reid
agree.
he has all of the right to go to court because she already has a record beyond Cardi B of just literally just messing things up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, if it was for the victim, she's known for giving people stories. If it was for
Yeah.
the victim, she would have given that story to somebody else.
Yeah.
So,
AC, sound
don't
off
know.
really quickly.
But Larry Reid should have kept his mouth closed. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead, AC. Go ahead, AC.
Thanks for bringing me up. This is the first time on your show. I really love it and appreciate all that
Oh,
you do.
thank you.
I do want to say this. I wanted to sound off on the Larry Reid thing because I totally get what everyone is saying about Tasha K and her credibility or lack thereof.
Mhm.
But I do feel like it's a progression of, well, okay, it can't come from Tasha K because she's a liar. Oh, it can't come from Whitehead because, he's a con artist. So then we get to the victim. Oh, well, the victim, maybe he's hard for money, so we can't take him seriously either. I think in this case that at some point it really does come down to people are going to believe what they want to believe. As someone who's heard both sides, like in the back channels, not just what's happening on the front streets on YouTube. Like I've been in Tasha,
Patreon.
the 2.5 hour Tasha K Live app. I heard all of that. I've listened to in Larry Reid's Patreon. It's like a 4.5 hour episode that he did this week with his followers, but I think I've gotten through about 2.5 hours of it.
She's
With
going
it
in and
being,
out.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I genuinely believe that that young man, there's some truth to what he's saying. I think the discrepancy is around the age of when it occurred. And I know other people have already raised this point about North Carolina, the age of consent is like 16. And I think that's why Larry keeps harping on, I didn't know him at 14 and 15 or whatever the case may be. As someone um, who was SA'd by one at an older teenage point where legally it wasn't the P word and it wasn't the M word. Um, I will say the young man sounded extremely credible to me. I will also say Larry's Patreon, in my opinion, did not help him either. Like the weird stuff that was going on in that church, it was freaky.
But then, if it was, why isn't I just need some evidence? Like,
no, yeah.
But
when
I mean,
why?
there were people who were coming to speak on his behalf, and the
Yeah, but
stuff they were saying didn't help him, in my opinion. It actually makes it seem, it actually built more credibility to the young man's story. I just honestly believe, I think there may have been grooming that was taking place that's unfortunately is not illegal. I don't think maybe it was the M word because of the age thing, but I do believe that there was some, in my opinion, right? There was something going on between those two. He was way too attached to Larry Reid, and they kept reiterating that Larry's people. And I know that that is oftentimes, because here's the other problem is most of us don't know about what happens with SA and how people can sometimes, some people are repulsed by their offender or by the person that SA'd them. Others draw a strange attachment to them. And so unless you've like really done the work to understand that, it can sound like completely off base. I completely agree with you about the receipts. If Tasha K has got these receipts, she should bring them forward, and she says that she's going to. And to that point and to that end, I hear what everyone is saying about, well, then show us the receipts, and we're holding, like your position today about I'm holding judgment or withholding judgment until I see those receipts, I think is the right position for all of us to take. But I don't want us to dismiss that there is an accuser who's been brave enough to come forward. And I just keep going back to, what heterosexual Black man is going to stand up at late 20s, early 30s and say that this person violated me? And it takes me back to the Eddie Wrong situation. And it just gives me, and knowing how freaky Larry is, because I do follow his Patreon and some of the stuff does kind of repulse me, to be honest. But he has some really good content at times, and that's why I keep going in there. But
here's the thing about, I have to reserve judgment for the end. I've had other bloggers tell me, Sharrell, Tasha K made up a bold-faced lie on me. She paid somebody to say this and this and this. So,
and I get that, and that's why I understand. Like I genuinely do. I think just from my perspective, I'm trying to take Tasha K and Whitehead out of it. But
that's what we all got to do. Take them two clowns out of it, and then.
But it's kind of hard because also for the victim, why would you go to that person to share your story? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. You cannot take the people that person went to. And if everyone remembers, Tasha K said that previously to the interview, she had talked to him before, and it was like, oh, he didn't stumble or anything like that. He seemed like he was telling the truth. You are previously interviewing somebody. You are essentially coaxing somebody. I am not Team Larry Reid, and I'm not Team Tasha K. but you cannot coax someone pre-interview about the question you're going to ask. And if people, and Tasha K has been essayed, yes. So if you take the emotions out of it, what does the evidence show? It does
There you
not
go.
show a timeline of things. This timeline does not make any sense. Now, if he's a victim of something, if they had a relationship, probably. But the timeline makes no sense.
Right
That's the
now.
only thing that matters.
But somebody could bring out some, you're saying right now.
Exactly. If I get evidence, if we all get evidence, which we shouldn't even have, this should be in the courts. But if someone brings evidence, I would love to see that to make more sense of it. But as of this moment, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't, because Bishop Whitehead allegedly changed. He got a copy of the paperwork, and he put some changes on the paperwork, and he had it on his page doing a live stream.
That's what you heard?
Yep.
Oh my God. See, I can't. Yeah. The
Right.
bishop.
That's
I'm
why I
sorry.
can't separate the messengers. And if we could say that Storm and them linked up because they have issue, but it's the same on the other hand. All these people have a issue with Larry, and they hooked up. So it's, you know what I mean? So either way you look at it, it's all people that have issues with each other.
I wish Storm did a do-over.
Sure,
I want Storm to interview Larry Reid by himself. I'm sorry, Armon, I don't have nothing against you, but for this interview, I don't want you there. I think Storm and Larry Reid should sit down and have a conversation. And Larry's got to bring some kind of receipts.
I bet Storm. I bet you this week, probably Storm might pop up with one of those interviews with Larry.
I think Sharrell should interview Larry. I think you're an unbiased party. I think that's better.
Oh yeah, you could do it too.
Armon and Storm have been done wrong by Tasha K. I think that if you had an unbiased party to interview her, and to be him, it would be a lot. It would be taken as less biased, because in this circle of Armon and the Larrys and everyone else, it's very biased. So we need to have someone who's unbiased, who's like, I'm a blogger, and I'm a YouTuber, I do all the, but we are on the same level as this, and we can have a conversation.
Yeah.
So I might try to do that because I'm looking for
somebody.
Sure,
I think you should do it too.
Yeah,
you're not in the middle of none of it.
Exactly. I don't want Larry to bring all of his receipts to mess up his case, but something just.
And also, you've been in litigation with people on YouTube before, so you know what to ask, what not to ask.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to get that line that you just be able to talk to him and just be like, what's going on? You know,
Sharrell,
you'll be able to give us that Barbara Walters moment. You know.
Yeah.
I just want to say one last thing. I saw this question in the comment. I do think this is very important. Someone said, well, if he was of the age of consent, then why are we talking about this and why does it matter? It matters because if you're in a fiduciary or some type of capacity to like influence a person and you manipulate them to have your way with them, it matters. It may not be illegal, but it is unethical and it is unmoral. It is immoral, I should say.
Are you saying especially because he's a pastor?
Exactly. When
it's a power exchange.
But I think it is illegal. I think
going into having like a consensual relationship with your boss at work.
That's right.
Well, that's
sexual harassment. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why this matters.
Yeah.
It's an integrity thing. It's a moral thing, and it is not okay. And it was, like I said, we saw the same thing with Eddie Wrong in Atlanta, many years ago. And it was clear that there was a pattern of that was happening, allegedly. And I just had to speak to that because I know that that's confusing for some people. Mm-hmm. But
I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point that was just made.
Because I agree with the comment.
Even if it's not underage children or that kind of issue that was happening.
She's saying hold them accountable as a pastor.
Yeah, but also the fact is we had the Me Too movement, so the thing could be man or woman or children. So if it's not a child, it could still be somebody who's harassed or controlled or basically intimidated into doing things. Now, again, this is all alleged. We don't know, but it still can be deemed as a crime if it's.
But it would be a different conversation.
It's not a crime because it's not illegal. It's not a crime because it's not illegal. If
And it would
he
be a
were
different
to have been with this
conversation.
person, it's not a crime because it's not illegal. Like the base of the legal system is very basic if you think about it. It is not a crime if he was illegal. It ethically, 1,000% I agree with you guys. 1,000%. But legally, if he was over the age of consent, it is not illegal. So why are we arguing about something that was not illegal? It could happen, allegedly.
Well, I think AC's argument is I would want to know if my pastor was.
And that's ethical. And I get that. I'd be freaked out. I'd be like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with it? But like, legally, this is not a crime. Legally,
Sexual
what the crime
harassment?
is.
So that's what I'm confused about. Sexual harassment is not. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
It is. It definitely is a crime. But
yeah,
sleeping with someone who is of age is not a crime.
That's what she's saying. Yeah,
Sexual
she's saying.
harassment is a crime.
Yeah. And that's why they're arguing so much over the age thing, because it makes a huge difference. If he was, I don't know, 18, it's consensual. Then AC saying if it was consensual at that age, she still needs to have a conversation as her pastor, just like we were going over TJ Holmes and Amy Rubach.
But I was going to say just one thing too. I was going to say too, let me say this again, that we don't know this to be happening. Let's just say a pastor in another church say, hey, come over here, I want you to do this with me, and they're illegal. And if you don't do this with me, I'm going to kick you out this church. That could be considered.
It's very much harassment. You're describing harassment
too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also
Again, I don't know if it happened. Trust me, I don't know at all. But I'm just I'm just curious right now. So.
That's right. We got so many angles, so many. I just need receipts because all the speculation, I'm over it.
Right.
And what's being described is more of harassment than PEDO. You know, you're describing harassment more than PEDO. So I'm like, okay, these are two different kind of charges here. Like these are two different lanes in the law here.
I mean, I agree with you. The age determines the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The age determines the conversation. Yeah.
But if it's harassment, then say it's harassment. If it's the other stuff, say it's that. You can't, like at this point, you can, but at this point, depending on your age, you have to actually make it known how old you are, because you can still you can still sue him for harassment. You can still do that.
Yeah, this
but
is so complicated.
It is.
It
really is.
The reason why the courts probably didn't take the whole case is because there's too many loopholes in it. And Larry's name was not on anything. My thing is, I feel like this was a chance for Bishop Whitehead, because he got with Tasha K, to try to come out and try to get the heat off of his back and say, oh, Larry's this, Larry's that. Tasha K's doing it for clicks and views.
I wouldn't put nothing past that man.
I think it's a change of jealousy and envy too, because Larry Reid has built his platform up. He's on, he has a show on BET. He has a lot going on. And personally, I think Tasha is a very jealous and envious person.
Oh yeah,
Larry Reid shutting her down really, she's a vindictive person. I don't, allegedly, from what I can see, because she's turned on anybody and everybody that she's ever worked with. Her running track ain't too clean either. You got Lovely T, you got Daytime Tea
Those are just facts.
Yeah,
right. I mean, she's burnt all bridges. She stepped on a lot of people on the way to the top.
Next move, do you think? What's Tasha K's next move, do you think? What could possibly be her next move? Because at this point, defamation, federal court, what could after, and it seems as though
Tasha K can't prove and provide them receipts that she says that she has. Tasha K is done because people are tired of her lying.
Right. Yeah, I think she's done.
This
I
is
think
mostly
it's
for her too, and Larry. If you do not provide the receipts that you claim that you have, and it's clear cut, honest, just on the table, like here are the receipts. No, nothing like no. You need hardcore evidence. If she doesn't provide that, the public's not going to keep putting up with her mess.
Nope.
Absolutely.
So plot twist with this is how does this fare with the R. Kelly evidence that she gave in blaming her? With Larry Reid and everything else, it all builds up. How does this fare with that? Like, what's her next move with everything? Because she has a lot in her back.
Because I hear that she's still under investigation for that R. Kelly thing. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Her next
Like, I
move
think
should
that's
be
federal. So yeah.
her next move should be make your channel as clean as possible.
That's what I thought too. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what she was doing. Why isn't that why this is all on her website?
No, not
Yeah,
just
she-
shifted to the website. That means be a better person.
Oh,
That means-
Sharrell now.
Yeah,
You
I'm
asking for
lying
a
on
miracle,
people.
girl.
So
You asking
I
for a
don't know.
miracle, girl.
Anyway, guys, this we're gonna have this argument again and again until I get receipts. I'm gonna keep doing these kind of videos, like, and no one's gonna
Right.
make me pick a side, because you could honestly believe something's one way, but behind the scenes it could be a different story. We don't know, and I've learned time and time again: stop being team this, team that. Be team truth.
Right. And be team yourself, because there is a lot of stuff that goes on behind scenes that a lot of people do not even realize. You'd be surprised the content creators that's in cahoots with each other.
Come on now.
It's just
all
a
the
lot of
time.
stuff. A lot of
all the
stuff.
time.
Yeah.
So much stuff you don't know what's going on. There's conversations that the public doesn't know about.
Yes.
Take it from the Tory Lanez case. It was all confusing and everything. We didn't know what was going on, but when that evidence came out, you couldn't dispute it. And that's what I'm looking for here. Something that I cannot dispute. Hold on. Saint keeps super chatting me. Sorry, Saint. She said, it is absolutely a crime to use an abuse of power, manipulation, intimidation, and threats of exploitation to gain X, no matter the age. So she's saying, I get what Saint's saying too. She's saying this will be a different conversation for her, because even if it's a legal age, then you have the people of the church saying, we don't want our pastor acting like this.
Yes, but it's not a crime unless you can prove it. Hence Johnny Depp's case. It's not a crime until you can prove it. Which hence why Sharrell's asking for evidence.
Right.
And if you can prove someone manipulated you to do these things, you can't, or you cannot. It's not a crime to manipulate if you can't prove it.
Right.
Like I said, my boss texted me like, "Hey, if you don't come in at 4:00 in the morning and do something crazy, like I can't do anything. If I don't have the proof, the burden of proof is on the victim. Sadly, in the U.S., the burden of proof is on the victim.
And another thing, what Larry's saying last night, he wasn't going to take her to court, but now I absolutely 100% am. Then you've got to follow through with that
point.
too.
Yeah, he has to.
He has to.
He has to.
He has to.
If you guys, anybody goes back,
Tasha's like a dog with a bone. She is not gonna stop.
Yeah,
so
but if anybody goes back
to
to the videos before this, you will see that Tasha K has done this 3 times. This is her 3rd time with Larry Reid. It is very intense. In the first few times, it was a lot, and I was like, "This is insane." Like I was like, "Oh no, this is actually
she
like
takes everything personally." Yeah, it's personal.
I mean, even that, like, if this is her 3rd time, like, I don't know. I just need I can't even start speculating.
I'll send you the video. I'll send you on Instagram, but I will send you the videos of what I've watched, and I'll send you the timestamps, because I was like, this has happened before with specifically Larry Reid. And I was like, this is insane. And it's also his fault, and he has to take fault as to it, because people have told him, like, don't do this. Don't talk to him.
Like, I heard the rumor is that his counsel told him don't do that interview, and he did it anyway.
Everyone, it's a lot. And I was like, let me check this, because I was like, I don't believe you off bat. I have to research it. Researched it, and I was like, no, but this is consistent with almost everybody she's fallen out with. It's the worst.
That's the other thing with me with Larry Reid. It's like he always talks about discernment. It's like, where was it when you was dealing with this chick? Where was that discernment? Because I don't know how you thought you wasn't gonna get bitten, especially if you wasn't gonna.
And he even came in his Patreon when he was thinking about bringing Tasha K on his show or going on her show or something, and the people were like, don't do it, she's a liar, don't do it. And then
he still did it.
Patreon with this guy, it was people in his church that was telling him, oh, you need to separate from this guy. It's like he has a pattern of constantly choosing wrong. So at the least, he has bad judgment, and he, like this person is saying, like he pretends like he has such good discernment, but then at the worst, it's like it seems like something in the water ain't clean. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes
Right. The discernment is definitely off.
it
The
throws me off.
discernment is
All
definitely
right,
off.
guys, I gotta wrap this up. 2
Thank
hours.
you for letting
Don't
me
worry, you'll
come
be
up,
back.
Sharrell.
Because
For
we are
having me on here.
listen, if we don't get any evidence, after every interview, I'm gonna come back and say,
Evidence.
Where the receipt? Where the receipt?
Yeah.
Just a little bit thank you
Wait,
for
the fact
allowing me up, Sharrell. And I wanted to let you know another family member has discovered your channel on their own, and they now watch you too.
good.
Yeah, over over the
7-Eleven
holidays,
behind
they
him.
was like they was like, I seen you on Sharrell's World. I was like, oh shoot. I didn't know they watch YouTube, but
We're officially, until this case gets resolved, we're called the No Side Crew right now.
Yeah.
And we need
Yep.
we need
Yeah, I'm no side two crew.
Like, can I just say, like, the fact that
Absolutely.
Perry still have 7-Eleven behind him? I was there at Margo back in the back days. 7-Eleven Perry still really.
Only because today I know we was talking about the YouTube streets, and it's quite messy there and at 7-Eleven.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness!
Yeah.
Like not 7-Eleven, not.
I mean, you know what though? I said that because you see a lot of crackheads that do anything for $5 at 7-Eleven. You always
Lord.
see somebody
This is what we're
looking
gonna
for
do, guys. So
free
Tasha
Slurpee.
K's releasing the second part Sunday. I'll see you guys on Monday. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
All right,
Craig,
see
you
you
watch
there.
it because I ain't paying to watch that mess.
I'm just come here.
I'll
I'll
come
tell you
get
what
it.
happened. I'm watching.
Okay.
I'm looking for receipts. All right.
And Sharrell,
Okay.
do you know she not only Larry's gonna sue her, but Tim Savage is suing her also.
Yeah, I heard about that.
There's
I
some
heard about
reporting
that.
places, actual reputable people who are suing her as well, which I will talk to Sharrell in the DM. But people are suing her.
Oh well, you know what? For
Tasha
Tasha,
Okay,
K's
wow.
got to get it
I
together,
hope
or she's
Tasha.
going to be forced off the internet because no one's going to accept lies anymore or these
Mm-mm.
plots that it's old news. So you're going to have to
Mm.
come correct, Tasha, or
She better ask
I
correct.
hope for her sake she changes her lawyer.
Oh,
That's a whole nother thing.
all right. Look here, I'm trying to get off. I gotta go get my.
Okay, thank you guys.
All
Have a
right.
great
All
rest
right.
of your
Thank
evening.
you, guys.
All right, you
That
guys
was a
take
good
care.
conversation.
All right. Have a good day.
Take care, everybody.
Okay.
All right, I gotta go ahead and end this here. Like I said, I'm gonna watch on Sunday because that's what she wants. But if I don't have receipts by Sunday, I don't know what I'll do. I'll lose my mind. Anyway, thank you guys. Please don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Perry, thank you for coming on football day.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get back to it.
All right. Oh, if I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I'm out of time. I gotta go get my granddaughter. All right, Perry, on 3. Let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.